Hey everyone, this is Brian from ActiveMelody.com. Well, in this week's guitar lesson we're going to take a look at an acoustic blues played with a pick. And this style of playing is a lot of fun because you don't need any kind of accompaniment. You can do this by yourself. You don't need a jam track or another guitar player. Just grab a guitar and a pick and you're good to go. And it works on an acoustic or electric guitar. So if you're like me, you've got a little bit of the winter blues. We haven't seen a lot of sun here in Middle Tennessee, so it's been lots of cloudy days. So I called this piece Winter Blues, and I think we can all relate to that. So this is a fun thing that you can do on your own. I've got the lesson split into two parts. So in this video, we're going to take a look at the rhythm part. And the rhythm part's the part that sounds like this. And it kind of repeats over and over again. And so I'll show you all the strumming and everything to kind of get that groove going. Now in between the rhythm part, there were these little lead parts. The little parts that go... So I kind of threw those in between the rhythms to break it up and keep it interesting. It's also how you can improv with yourself. I like lessons like this where you're playing both rhythm and lead, and you can alternate and throw in whatever kind of lead parts you want. So the lead parts are in a separate video. So those are over at ActiveMelody.com. You're going to want to look for EP084, and you'll be able to watch the part 2 video that has the lead parts. It also has the intro. That's the third part to this. So there's the rhythm, the lead, and then the intro that I played, and I'll break all of that down in another video. And I'll make the tablature available as well. So if you want all of that, if you want the entire experience, you can go to ActiveMelody.com and look for EP084. But let's go ahead and get started with part 1. Alright, so in this video we're only going to focus on the rhythm, as I mentioned in the intro. So all those little lead licks, that's in a part 2 video, which you can get to at ActiveMelody.com. When just look for EP084. So in this lesson, let's go ahead and talk through the rhythm. Now the rhythm is pretty straightforward in this, and it's nice because it's repetitive. And once you can get the groove going with your right hand, get the strumming pattern down, you can just kind of lock into that groove, and it feels really good. It's really fun to do. It's actually kind of hard to stop doing it once you get going with it. So let me call out the chords first, and then we'll get into the strumming pattern. Now the first chord is an E chord, and I'm going to assume you know how to make an E major chord. It's just an E chord in first position. So there's going to be some assumption here. If you don't know how to make that, there's a million references for that. But that's the first chord we're going to play. Now the next chord is an A chord, and the way that I make that A chord is I do it like this. And so I'm barring the first 4 strings with my middle finger. Now I know some of you may know to make an A chord, barring it with your pointer finger. And some of you may make an A chord, just depending on what you're playing, like this, where you cram all 3 fingers here on string 2, 3, and 4 in the 2nd fret, leaving that 1 string open to ring out. But you don't need to do that in this, because all we're going to do when we grab that A chord is we're just going to play strings 4, 3, and 2. And you need to grab it quickly because it happens quickly. So you don't really have time to do this. And you don't really have time, I think, to even use your pointer finger. So that's why I use my middle finger. It's already in position. So you just lays down nicely to grab that A chord. So again, you're playing strings 4, 3, and 2. Now, so the first chord is an E, then the next chord is an A, and then after that, the next chord is a G chord. And watch how we do this. We take all of our fingers off the fretboard, and we play strings 4, 3, and 2. So it's those same 3 strings. So we're playing, when you bar it this way, you got an A. When you take it off, you have a G chord. So you can actually play a G chord without putting any fingers on the fretboard. Now it's the same if you were playing a G chord like this. You can see those same 3 strings are ringing out anyway. You're not fretting anything for them. So you don't have time to complete a full chord. So you're just grabbing those 3 strings. And that happens a lot when you're playing rhythm, especially if it's a fast rhythm. You don't have time to make a full chord and get all 6 strings. You're just wanting to get a little bit of the chord. And so that's why we're doing an A like this and a G like that. And then we're back to the E chord. So it's really those 3 chords. It's the E, the A, and the G. Okay, so now that we have the chords down, let's talk through the strumming with the right hand. So there's 2 things that I'm going to call out. One is the down up strokes, so when to go down and when to go up. And then the other thing is some of these there's some muting going on as well, some kind of ghost strums where you're strumming and making a click, but you're not actually playing anything. So we'll call those out as well. So first let's get the strumming, the down ups. So here's what it's going to sound like. Now I'm going to do it slowly first. Now notice what's happening with the right hand. This is important because the motion of the right hand is down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. It's not down, up, down, up, down. It's not super precise. There's a little bit of a shuffle to it. See it? You can hear the difference. It's down, up, down, up, down, up, down versus down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So so you have to kind of get a shuffle going. And in the beginning, I think it's easiest to not play anything with the left hand. Just try and get a little bit of a groove going, where you can kind of feel it. So that's what the right hand is doing, and you'll notice that motion stays going the whole time. Now, when the first thing that I play is a downstroke, and I'm hitting the low 6th string. It's part of that E chord. So that's the very first thing that happens. Then after that, we're going to go. So it's down, down, up. Let's just do that. Down, down, up. Okay? Down, down, up. Down, down, up. That's the first thing that happens. Now watch this. Notice that was 2 more upstrokes. So we have down, down, up, up, up. Let's do it again. Down, down, up, up, up. Now notice what's happening in between those upstrokes. I'm killing the sound, so I'm not letting it ring out like this. It sounds like this. See what I'm doing with my right hand? I'm bringing it down to kill the sound with my right hand. And if you were to do that slowly, it would look like this. Upstrokes. And when you're doing the upstroke, you're not grabbing all 6 strings. So if those of you that are kind of new, you don't have to be super precise and get all 6 strings. You're really grabbing the first 3 strings or so. Even if it's just the first 2. So let's start over again. So we have down, down, up, up, up. Now watch this. We have an up, down. So that's the last piece, is that up, down. So we have down, down, up, 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 down. So you can almost just say it first before you start even strumming it. So if you were to tap a foot, you can hear my foot tapping. Down, down, up, 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 down. And then do it again. Down, down, up, 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 down. Now let's try and play it. So we have down, down, up, 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 down. Let's do it again. Down, down, up, 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 down. And you can start to feel the groove happening a little bit. Now we're going to introduce that A, G chord. So it's just an A and a G. And what's nice about that is it's just a downstroke and a downstroke. So it's down, down. And again, remember we're playing strings 4, 3, and 2. Down, down. And then we're back down to that low 6th string, or the open E string, down. So it's down, down, and that's also down, down. So when we put it all together, the strumming pattern sounds like this. Down, down, up, up. Let me try that again. Down, down, up, 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 down, 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 up, 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 down, 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 down. Now I'm going to include on Active Melody, I'll include a little chart that has that written out. So down, down, up, 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 down. For those of you that just need to reference something visually. But you can write that down. That's the pattern. Down, down, up, 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 down, 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 and then it just repeats. Watch one other thing. Just notice as I'm watching myself in the monitor here. My left hand here, watch what happens when I'm playing that E chord. See how it's kind of, I'm playing it, and then I'm taking it off the fretboard, but leaving it like this. And what I'm doing when I'm doing that, if I didn't do that, if I just left it down, it just kind of rings out a little bit by sort of repositioning my hand a little bit. I'm keeping them over the right frets, but in place, but I'm taking them off the fretboard so that it kills the sound. Hear that? And so when I'm doing the upstroke, that's when I'm pushing with my left hand. So it happens in sync like this. So the upstroke and the push happen at the same time. And that syncopation creates a rhythm that it feels right. Once you can kind of get it going, it feels like you're just, it's like you're dancing with your hands a little bit. And if you've ever seen shuffle, you know, like a Stevie Ray Vaughan, you know, doing like a Texas shuffle style playing, he plays that style a lot, where you're playing on the, really you're playing on the and note. If you're counting it out, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's what you're doing. 1 and 2 and 3 and. See here how it's on the ands? There it is. There's the groove. What's nice about this, since there is no jam track, you can set the tempo, and you can do this slow and make it like a slow, you know, dirty blues kind of a. Throw in your little licks. And that's the nice thing too about doing it slow. It gives you a chance to kind of quickly jump in, and, or not quickly, but it gives you a chance to think about what you're going to do when you're going to throw in your own licks and do your own improvisation in there. So that's really the lesson. It's very, very straightforward. Let me just play through it a couple times so that you have it as a reference. I'll play through it slowly, and that's all for this part. Now, make sure if you want to get those little lead licks, at least the ones that I did, as well as the explanation as to kind of where they're coming from, make sure you check out the part 2 video. But here we go.